I'm Neil from Bridgewater Sewing Centre, and this is the introduction to the Bridgesew 1541. First off, we're just going to set the machine into place. As you can see, we've got the machine in. The hinges are into the rubbers. Okay, back here, one on each side. And we're going to tip it back just slightly. And we're going to look down underneath where it hooks up to the motor. Okay, you can see the pulley down here. Put it around the pulley, the belt. Drop the machine down. We're ready to go. And then we're going to take this knee lever. It snaps in right in this area here. There's only one way it'll go in. So push it in, and you're all set. Okay, now we'll thread the machine up. Put it down here. I'm going to skip the first couple of holes, catch the fourth hole. I'll go in through here and around this little pre-tension. I'm going around this first tension here. As you can see, I've got my pressure foot up so the tensions are loose. And sometimes, depending on what you're doing, you want a heavier thread. You can go up and around this one, or if you've got a thread that winds off the spool quite bad, going around like that. In this case, I'm just going to go right down and around, and then I'm going to hold the thread here and here. Give it a little tug so it gets up into the spring properly, and then we'll go up into the next guide. Actually, it's easier just to thread that up through, catch the take-up lever, catch this guide, drop it down through the little guide here. Just drop it in and just pull out back that through there. Catch the needle thread guide, and of course, with your needles, got your long groove on one side, the cutaway on the other. The cutaway or the groove or the scarf of the needle is to your right, and it threads from left to right. Okay. Next is our bobbin case. I'm going to drop that in. Really doesn't matter which way you put it. I usually drop it in so when I pull a thread, it's going to be spinning clockwise. Get through that guide and then underneath your spring. And then we're going to take the bobbin's going to go in just like that. So when I reach in underneath with the thread laying off like this, as you can see, it's right there at that point. Okay, and we just got to wiggle the hand wheel a little bit, get it into place. And give it a snap. Once you hear it snap, you know the bobbin case is in the proper position. And then take your top thread, hold on to it, pick up your bobbin. And we're ready to start sewing. Okay, next we'll turn our power switch on. And as you can see, there's a plus and a minus button. Minus, it's going to slow the high speed down. You can grade down to 300 stitches per minute, or back up. You can go up to about 1900 stitches a minute. I usually put it around 1400 stitches per minute. Okay, now we'll check our tensions. See, they're laying there pretty good. I could increase it just a bit. And as you can see here, I've gone up and around here to make our loop right around. So I'm catching both tensions. Seems to sometimes you need both tensions. It just makes it look a little bit better. This is your stitch length. Okay, now I find to push down on the reverse, push in there, and you can turn this quite easily to whatever you want. Okay, let go. Pretty fine there. Back up. It's on 2 right now, lined up with here. And that's the height of your walk sewing. So you're doing something with a lot of heavier seams, you can dial this up. And so you can take and climb up and down off of a seam. If you're doing a lot of flat sewing, it's recommended that you keep that down a little bit. That would wear your linkage out quicker. From that high, so you just dial back down, say to about 2. You see the line. Okay, next is your oiling points. You'll see a little glass here. Just put some oil down in there. It doesn't take a whole lot. And it's got wicks feeding off of that. And you've got your red marks here. And one here. One there. Put a couple of drops in there. Say you're sewing all day, a couple of drops once a day. If not all day, then once every couple of days. Got another red mark here.
2, 3.
And underneath here, periodically just taking whatever you see moving, just put a little drop oil on a couple of these points here. And then the main spot would be in the hook assembly. Turn it around until you see the bobbin case base right there. Put a drop of oil on that about once a day. And then you'll see this glass here. Okay, it's an oil reservoir. Pop this rubber out. Drop some oil down in there and just bring it up so it's roughly between, in around just above the L mark. It doesn't have to be, you know, full, but just above the L mark. Okay, next we're going to take and say you've jammed the machine up. It's locked the hand wheel. You can't move a thing. There's going to be thread caught in between this bobbin case base and the hook assembly. So we've got to take the position finger off. Take the position finger. And then get your screwdriver in there and just pry up gently. Get that out of the way. Now you would be able to turn your hand wheel because it's moving the whole assembly. Okay, and what I will normally do, we'll take 2 screwdrivers. I'm going to put one screwdriver in here and gently keep tapping with another screwdriver till I get this moving. And then keep tapping it around. Bring your hand wheel back so that you can keep tapping until all of a sudden you're going to get it spinning. Once it's nice and free and spinning, then you put your position finger back on the same place that it would have come off. Sometimes you got to hold your mouth the right way when you put this back together. And make sure it's caught the bobbin case base. Okay, and take your screwdriver, just put that in there so you can find the hole. Screw goes in, and drop the screw in, and tighten it up. Before I come right onto the screw and tighten it up, I'm just going to move the hammer, make sure the bobbin case base is in the proper position. As you can see, it's not turning, but the hook assembly is. Okay, so then we'll just tighten it up at that point. So I've tipped the machine back down into place. And to make sure that, normally what will happen when you do get the thread caught up in there, it'll throw the clutch out down here. So that's the clutch keeps the timing basically from the top shaft to the bottom shaft. So that's what this button's for. I'm going to turn the button, keep turning backwards. You're going to fall into a groove. Of course, make sure you're unthreaded. To do that, you're going to make another mess. You turn the hand wheel backwards and keep turning, and all of a sudden it'll catch the groove here. And you keep turning backwards till you hear a snap. In this case here, of course, the machine's not throwing out, so you're not going to get anything. It'll fall into place, and then you'll hear a snap, and once you hear that snap, you know the clutch is thrown back in again, and you should be ready to go start your project. Hope that was some help. Thanks for watching.